Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Maria Thompson.
And I'm Twila Nugent. Thanks for joining us.
The future of healthcare in America is on the table in the Supreme Court. Justices will hear arguments in a case challenging a central provision of President Barack Obama's signature healthcare law.
Some people aren't happy with what the consequences may be. Tara Terregino has the latest from the nation's capital.
The Supreme Court today heard arguments in King versus Burwell, the latest legal challenge to Obamacare, and one that could affect more than 155,000 people in Arizona.
Does anyone with a functioning brain think that healthcare.gov?
This case claims that the federal government should not be allowed to offer tax credits that let people pay for their coverage.
The health insurance system before the law really didn't work for women, and to lose tax credits and potentially the other protections of the law would just be devastating.
Advocates from women's organizations are concerned that the health insurance of 7 million women are put at risk.
If this case goes the wrong way, they could lose the ability to get that kind of help.
Other protesters agree that financial assistance is important.
If they take the tax credits away, then I may be uninsured.
IRS, out of my healthcare.
With the tax credits, I'm able to fit health insurance into my budget. I'm part-time, so I do work.
But Michael Carvin, who argued against the subsidies, said they were improperly put in place by the IRS.
A clear purpose of the statute was to encourage states to establish their own exchanges, which is dramatically undermined and frustrated by the IRS rule, which provides subsidies regardless of whether the states do that required task.
The Supreme Court is expected to issue a decision of the case by early summer, if not sooner. Reporting from the Supreme Court, Tara Terregino, Cronkite News.
Now, if the court rules against the Obama administration, more than 5 million individuals will no longer be eligible for the subsidies. This marks the third time that parts of this law have been brought to the Supreme Court.
The decision in the Supreme Court would have a huge impact on those here in Arizona who rely on health care from the Affordable Care Act. Across the nation, more than 11 million people signed up or were automatically renewed for health care under the Affordable Care Act by the February 15th deadline. In Arizona, over 200,000 people have signed up for health insurance, and more than 155,000 could lose coverage, about 76%. The number for this year's Obamacare enrollment are up more than 80,000 from 2014, when about 120,000 people signed up in the state and more than 24,000 Arizonans signed up in the last week of this year's open enrollment.